Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a look at this prime Kevin Durant build on NBA 2K24. And for today's video, we're going to be using gameplay from the Rec Center to showcase the capabilities of this build. And with all of that out of the way, man, let's get started with today's video. Let's go. All right, so realistically, you can make this build at 3 positions. If you want, you can make it at shooting guard, small forward, or power forward. Really, it's going to be up to you, but for today's video, we're going to be showing it at small forward. Height's going to be 6'9", weight 185 pounds with a 7'1" wingspan. Now, just to clarify some things really quickly, I've already done 6'11 KD builds. I've already done 6'10 KD builds. I wanted to try out a 6'9 KD build just so I could get those better animations and see how it was, and it was fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. But if you do want to see a 6'10 version of this Kevin Durant build, you will see that at the end of the video. And now, starting things off with the finishing, we're going to have an 87 driving layup, which get us fearless finisher on gold, as well as a bunch of really good layup packages. Then for the driving dunk, we're going to have an 84, which gets you the LeBron James dunk style, which is really good in this year's game. It has a bunch of really great tomahawk dunk animations in it. And for post control, we're going with an 85 so we could get post fade phenom on Hall of Fame. Now let's take a look at a couple of finishing highlights on this build. Listen, you're gonna be dunking at the rim like crazy on this build right here. We're gonna cross over, hit him with a snatchback, cross back the other way, drive straight to the rim, get a poster dunk with an 84 dunk. That was pretty nice, I ain't gonna lie. Now again, you're also gonna be really good out of the post on this build. Got that post fade phenom on Hall of Fame, which is really nice to have, especially when trying to hit post fades. And out in transition, this build is going to be fantastic. We're talking about a 6'9 build that's got really good dunk ratings, and I mean, we know that's going to be good in transition. Got 2 more finishing clips right here really quickly. Out in transition, easy tomahawk dunk. I don't know if that was a LeBron package, but again, gonna get some really good dunks. Then look at this right here, little putback dunk to end off the game. And now let's move on to the shooting. All right, so now moving on to the shooting, and this is where things kind of get difficult on Kevin Durant builds, because Kevin Durant is someone who has a pretty large wingspan, but he's also a really good shooter. So for on this build, we're going to be going with a 90 mid-range shot to get gold blinders and gold deadeye. I feel like those are essential on Kevin Durant build. So you have to get at least that in order for it to be a good enough shooter. And then we're also going to have an 82 3-point shot, which is definitely more than enough to hit with off the dribble out at the 3-point line. All right, so now moving on to the shooting highlights, which is going to be by far the longest portion of this video, because again, KD is an elite shooter and we could do just that on this build. Whether it's your spot ups out the 3-point line, shooting off of the dribble, you're going to be able to do everything on this build when it comes to shooting. And since you're 6'9", you're going to be pretty much shooting over almost anybody who guards you, because even though 6'9" is short for a KD build, it's still pretty tall for a build in this year's game, and you're going to be taller than most of the meta builds at these positions, which include like 6'6" and 6'8" players. And although I do have a bunch of really good guard dribble pull-ups that I can use on this build, since I am 6'9", I still usually prefer to just go with KD. There's just something about that KD dribble pull-up that I just feel is uncontestable. It's the weirdest thing. Get the ball, take a couple dribbles, go straight to that pull-up, and it's open. It's wide open. Like, I mean, that's just so easy to hit on this type of build, especially considering we have the gold blinders and the gold deadeye. That's a really good combination to have when fading in the mid-range area. And then you also have gold midi magician, things like Hall of Fame open looks. Like, you're just going to be an absolutely insane shooter on this build. But now, since I've been talking about this build a lot, one thing that I do want to talk about now is like this version of a build versus like a 6'10 or a 6'11 Kevin Durant build. And quickly, just to talk about this version versus a 6'10, you're just going to get so many better animations. Your jump shot's going to be faster. You can use better jump shot animations. Like, honestly, in my opinion, although it's not Kevin Durant's base, if you want to actually shoot over people this year, you need that T-Mag base, and you can get that on a 6'9", but you can't get it on a 6'10. So for those reasons, and then not only that, but you can also put your jump shots at faster speeds on a 6'9", which you cannot do at a 6'10. On 6'10 builds, your fastest jump shot speed is normal, whereas on 6'9s and below, you can put it on quick, and then it changes to very quick once you get down to 6'6". So honestly, in my opinion, I think for like the builds that are going to like dribble like crazy, the best height to make a KD build is 6'9". Then if you want to make like a taller, like older KD that's like a stretch big, like how he is with the Phoenix Suns, you should definitely just make a 6'11". But if you want to make like a younger, more like prime Kevin Durant build, I think 6'9" is the perfect height, because you just get so many better animations. Now, if we played in a 2K where animations and jump shot speeds weren't arbitrarily capped at the height of 6'9", and I could get those animations on a 6'10", then I would make a 6'10 Kevin Durant build, because there wouldn't be severe limitations for just being 1 inch taller. But since that's how the game is designed, I'd rather just make a 6'9". You're just going to be a million times better on a 6'9", and you're only sacrificing 1 inch of height. But that's enough of me rambling. Let's get through the final duration of these shooting highlights right here. We just got one more to go right here. Speed boost right to that midi fade. I mean, that's just a common thread right here. And here was the jump shot I was using in today's video. Base, Tracy McGrady, release 1, Oscar Robertson, release 2, Kyle Korver. You can see the blend, you can see the release speed. Again, this shot speed is on quick. You can see that in the bottom left hand of the screen, and I cannot do that on a 6'10". So I mean, why would I be on a 6'10"? But anyways, moving on to the playmaking now. All right, so now for the playmaking on this build, we're going to have a 75 pass accuracy, which gets you break starter on silver, an 80 ball handle, as well as a 75 speed with ball to unlock every dribbleable animation you can get on a 6'9" build. And now moving on to the playmaking highlights, and this isn't going to be a really long segment of this video, but right here we get the steal. We're out in transition, hit a nice little blowout dribble, and then we're going to pump fake, kick it out to the point guard, out on the wing for a wide open catch and shoot, and that is going to go in. Now the playmaking on this build is perfectly fine. 75 pass accuracy is perfectly usable in like all of these like casual game modes like Park and Rec, especially Park. You don't need crazy pass accuracy in Park. In Recs, in some instances, if you wanted to use like higher pass accuracy, I wouldn't be necessarily judgmental towards it, but you're going to be totally fine with just a 75 in Rec as well. But yeah, you know what? Since we're talking about playmaking, comment down below what is your like go-to pass accuracy for all of the builds that you make throughout the year. Mine is really going to be 75 for the most part. There are going to be very few instances when maybe I'm making specific NBA players, I'll go with higher pass accuracy. A perfect example of this would be like somebody like Nikola Jokic or Tyrese Halliburton. Then I will definitely go with higher pass accuracy, but for most players, I don't really feel like it's necessary. And you know what? Since I just mentioned Nikola Jokic, low-key might drop a Nikola Jokic build video soon. He's been kind of hooping, and I haven't dropped a Jokic video in a fat minute, so I might have to do it. And I guess I have to because nobody else does, so I guess I need to do it. You know what? Since we're already talking about it, let me know in the comments down below if I need to drop a Nikola Jokic build video, man. I might just have to do it. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be the final playmaking highlight right here. And then now let's talk about all of the animations I was using on this build. So obviously for the layup style, I was testing out Devin Booker, but you can use Kevin Durant on this build. But D-Book layup style is amazing. Dribble pull-up's going to be Kevin Durant. Again, mentioned that a lot. Spin jumper and hop jumper, I was using KD since it's just a KD video. And then moving on to the other animations, dribble style, I used Kevin Durant. It wasn't that bad, but I mean, it's pretty much just how like pro is. So I would just use pro if I were you. And then pretty much all the other SIGs, I was using Kevin Durant except for a couple other instances. And then now here is the rest of the build. Quickly, we could just talk about defense. So you're gonna have an 82 perimeter defense on this build for Silver Challenger, a 61 interior, as well as a 78 block for Bronze Anchor and Silver Chase Down Artist, and then a 77 defensive rebound for Silver Box Out Beast and Bronze Rebound Chaser. And then looking at the physicals really quickly, 81 speed, 73 excel, 74 strength, and 80 vertical on this build. I like having 80 vertical on all of my builds at this point, and then a 95 stamina on this build. And then for the people who really want it, here is a 6'10" Kevin Durant build. It's pretty much just like the 6'9", except it's worse than almost every single category, and you're going to be height capped with all your animations. Your jump shot's going to be slower, but hey, it's 6'10", so it's KD, am I right, guys? And that is going to complete this build. And now coming out of the My Player Builder, you are going to get the player comparisons of, there actually is no KD comparisons because we're at small forward, but we're gonna get the shades of Jaylen Brown, Chris Middleton, and RJ Barrett, and we're going to get the build name 3-level threat. Now that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this 6'9" Kevin Durant build video, and there will be 6'10s and 6'11s that eventually come out, but I just wanted to try a 6'9". That's it, man. I'm out. Peace.